Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great start to your week before you start to freak out and go, wait, it's not Wednesday? This isn't What Matters Wednesday. It's Monday. What is Jen doing bothering us? Jen's bothering you because she's slightly pissed, which has then motivated her to start something else called Motivate Me Mondays, okay? And what sprung this lovely little creation that you're seeing is the events of last week, both the national events and then what I've witnessed personally. So the national event being the mass shooting in Las Vegas and the response overall from that from people. And then two events that I was involved in, one a health and wellness expo and one with an organization which is phenomenal, but part of that process was looking at the threats to this organization. So this is what we're going to cover. First, I'm going to go with the mass shootings, okay? And this really pisses me off, and then it just gets emphasized as I go through these different events. We all know what happened. We all know the results of what happened, being that a man went into a hotel, he got up there during this country concert festival, and he mowed down a bunch of innocent people, killing close to 100, wounding more than 400 people. We don't know why. None of us can say why because we're not him. So if you can't talk to that person that actually did it, then you don't ever really understand why. However, I'm going to give you a pretty good clue as to what I would be willing to bet based on what we do know about this person caused it. Okay? The first response most everyone has had to that event is gun laws. We need to be doing something about gun laws. We need stricter gun laws. We need to make it so that nobody can get them. We need to take this away. And then it's a fight between, well, we have the right to bear arms and we have the right to live and not live in fear. All right, so gun laws are not going to stop mass shootings. They're not. Why? Because it's bigger than mass shootings. It's not just the mass shootings. It is the homicides that happen on the street every day. Every single day. It is the people dying by being shot every day. It's not the guns. It's the people. It's the people with the guns. Yep, I know. Here you go. This is what you're going to say. Well, that's why we need to have better background checks. That's why we should implement psychological testing before we allow people to buy a gun. Okay, all right. Background checks. Yes, you are going to be able to weed out the people who have a history of breaking the law and doing violent acts. And then they shouldn't have a gun. Completely agree. We have that. All states should have that. Okay, let's get that clear. Everybody should have to go through a background check. And if you have a history of criminal behavior and violent criminal behavior, you shouldn't be allowed to buy a gun. I agree. Psychological testing. Okay. I can't remember who I heard talk about this, but I've heard it in a couple places. So here's my problem with that. One, just because somebody has psychological issues does not mean that they're going to become violent, okay? Second, just because somebody doesn't have psychological issues or hasn't had them in the past doesn't mean that they're not going to get them, and it doesn't mean that they're not going to become violent. Okay, so psychological testing and diving into somebody's persona of who they actually are as a human being that way should have no impact over whether or not they can buy a gun. Because if that's your stance, you should also look at whether or not they can be a parent, whether or not they can buy a car, whether or not they should be able to buy alcohol. Okay, so that's the ridiculousness of that. Psychological testing should not come into conversation about as far as buying a gun, because in the end, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop the killings. It's just not. It's a freaking Band-Aid, okay? It is a Band-Aid solution to a bigger problem. And what we need to finally do is we need to acknowledge the problem. And I'm going to tell you what that problem is in a couple moments, okay? I'm going to give you a clue over the next two things that I'm going to share with you. The second being, I went to a health and wellness expo, okay? And the premise of the health and wellness expo, yeah, you got it, was health and wellness. Teaching you how to be healthier, so that you can take better care of yourself, thereby then being able to take care of the people around you better. Because if you can't take care of you, you can't take care of the people around us. And women in particular are really bad about that. We tend to take care of everyone around us, and we are the very last person that we think to take care of, and eventually takes its toll on us. So at that Health and Wellness Expo, I think I went in with higher expectations than I should have, simply because of the caliber of the organization that was putting it on. And the premise to it. So, needless to say, I was disappointed in a way over the choice of vendors that were allowed to take part in the expo. Because what I was surrounded by, with the exception of the medical professionals who were talking about different diseases, signs and symptoms, what you need to be aware of, and some uncommon signs and symptoms that you wouldn't necessarily think go with heart disease or diabetes or anything like that, so that you could notify your doctor, was vendors that were offering Band-Aids. Band-Aid solutions to the real problem, okay? What do I need by Band-Aid solution vendors? That would have been the liposuction, cool sculpting, teeth whitening, lose weight this way by drinking this shake, taking this pill, pill popping happy people offering Band-Aid solutions. Because in the end, it's not addressing the problem. It's addressing a symptom, okay? I'm not happy because I don't like the way that I look. I'm not happy because I don't have the perfect body. I'm not happy because my teeth aren't brilliantly white. I'm not happy, for whatever reason. I'm not happy because I don't have enough hair on my head, or my hair is not this way, or my hair is not that way. Man or woman, we all suffer from the same things. We all look at ourselves in the mirror. Men not as badly as women, though I think sometimes it gets worse for men. The aesthetics of who we are. We figure if we fix the aesthetics, it's going to fix what's inside. It's going to take care of what's under that Band-Aid. And do you know what happens? That doesn't happen, okay? What's under that Band-Aid doesn't change. It doesn't get fixed, okay? What happens is we get hooked on that Band-Aid, and then it's not just that we need the plain Band-Aid. Well, then we need the invisible one that we can wear when we want to put on something nice. Or, hey, maybe we're in a fun mood and we need the Band-Aid that's got our superheroes or our favorite little cartoon characters on it. And we keep buying all of these Band-Aids, thinking, hoping that eventually it's going to fix what's underneath, okay? My kids are really great at that. Oh, I have an owie, I need a Band-Aid. Well, you don't have an owie, you bruised yourself. A Band-Aid's not gonna help that, okay? Band-Aid isn't gonna help you like yourself any better, okay? How do I know this? Because I used to weigh 265 pounds. I'm 5'5", and I weigh 265 pounds. If I look back and tell you about how I got that way, I was very unhappy in life. I think I pretty much just obviously ate my way through being unhappy. And then one day I realized, oh my God, I don't want to live my life the rest of this way. So I started changing the way that I ate, and I started exercising again. And I got down to how I used to look in high school. Actually, at one point I got smaller than when I was in high school. And mind you, I was a size 8 in high school back then, 20 some odd years ago. My lowest point weight-wise was 132. I am now at about 140. And I know you're probably standing there going, well, wow, that's amazing. Nope. Do you know what? When I was at 132, when I looked in the mirror, and this was just a few years ago, this is 2017, so about 4 to 5 years ago, I looked in the mirror, and though I was 132 pounds, I still saw a 265-pound woman. Now, I hadn't weighed 265 pounds in over 10 years at that point, okay? I got down to 132. I looked sickly. My face, though I was in my late 30s, I probably looked like I was 55. I didn't feel good. My friends were concerned. My real friends were concerned. But what I saw in the mirror was a 265-pound, 5'5" woman that I hadn't been for over 10 years. So the weight loss didn't change how I saw myself or how I felt. And that was just 4 short years ago. Okay. The next problem, moving on from Band-Aids, is I went to a meeting for this amazing organization that helps families facing homelessness. Okay. And it's an amazing organization. And in some other email, some other video, I'll talk to you more about that, because I want us all to step up and help this organization, because you just don't realize the impact that they have and how important they are. But one of the threats to this organization being able to stay open is a decline in church attendance. It is a decline in our sense of humanity. Okay, and that's a big one. Technology, as awesome as it is, has made us lose touch with our humanity towards one another, our humanity towards ourselves. Which brings me to what I want to empower and encourage you to do. I want today to encourage you to do something different. I want you to do something that you don't normally do. I want you to improve the relationship you have with who you are, because in the end, that relationship, who you are, who I am, who your neighbor is, that is the problem, okay? Who we are as individuals and who we are as a society, that is the problem. That is why there are mass shootings. That is why there's poverty. That is why there are children not getting the education they deserve. That is why there is so much unhappiness. Okay, we have to get away from this idea that things in life have to be perfect, that we have to look perfect, that we have to act perfect. Oh, Jesus, holy people, perfection is an illusion. Okay, my idea of perfect and your idea of perfect, I guarantee you, are not the same. Okay, so the fact that we have to act and think that we need to look perfect is an illusion. What every single human being in this world wants boils down to 4 to 5 things, okay? Every one of us, every single person wants to feel loved. Every single person wants to feel connected. Every single person wants to know that they matter. And every single person wants to know that they made a difference. It's that simple. Technology has made us lose sight of that. We hide behind our computer screens. We get on all these social platforms that are supposed to help expand our horizons and our relationships and connect us to more people. It doesn't connect us to more people. It connects us to more pages, okay? It's not connecting you to a human being. And when I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to give me backlash for that. So what I want to clarify there is, if you are the rarity of people who actually go beyond that social platform and interact with that other person on the telephone via Skype, to where you actually know one another and carry on a relationship, instead of just having the, oh yes I like, oh yes I share, oh click this, click that, send a text message, send an IM, where you don't actually know who you're talking to on the other side of that screen. Okay, I'm talking to the rest of us, to the most of the world who gets on these social platforms and they're not really talking with human beings, because you don't know. When I do my coaching, if we're not doing it one-on-one in person, you have to do it with me on Skype, because I have to see you and you have to see me. Why? Because we're human and we need that connection. People need to feel connected. And you know what? On a video, you can't hide from me. I'm looking at you. I can't hide from you. You're looking at me. So we are in the moment together. It is the next best thing to being in the same room together, as far as I'm concerned. But we as individuals have to do something different. Mel Robbins has the 5-second rule. If you haven't heard of it, I encourage you to look it up, because what her philosophy is that we have 5 seconds to take action on something that inspires us, that motivates us, that encourages us, when we want to do something that's different than what we normally do. We have 5 seconds to take action to do that something different. Because after 5 seconds, what happens is our brain kicks in. Our brain starts telling us we can't do it, and all of the reasons as to why. Reason for that is there's really 2 sections to your brain. There's the emotional side and then there's the logical side. And the logical side is kind of slow and the emotional side is kind of fast. Well, the emotional side is fast. You're going to react emotionally long before you're going to react logically. Logically will work one of 2 ways. It's either going to convince you that the emotional side of your brain did something or is acting something in a way that the logic side can go, okay, I can make sense of this and it's okay. Or the logic side is going to go, whoa, we don't need to do that because that's just too risky. Do something different. You have 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Decide what it is. Do something different. Do something different. You have 5 seconds. You know what I'm going to encourage you to do today? Take control of your life. Take control of who you are. Own it. Own who you are. Stand there and look in the mirror and go, I either love myself or I don't love myself, but I'm accepting the fact that that is where I am, and this is what I don't love, and this is what I want to change, and this is what I need help with, and this is who I have that can help me. Make that change. Take that control. I'm going to talk about my coaching program. So October for me, my entire life has always been the month of change. It's though as far as numerology and everything talks about, the number 10 in October is all about wholeness. And it's a new direction with your life, and it empowers you to take control of your life. Hence, Power of 10 program that I created that has been on some of my social networks and that I've talked about in different arenas for people to know about. The whole point is this program is going to help you take control of your life, whatever aspect it is that you want to work with. But October for me has always been the month that God, the universe, the higher powers, however you want to look at it, have gone, so Jen's gone 12 months doing this. We're just going to make Jen change direction now, okay? October is when I lost my father, which completely changed the course of my life. October is when I ended up in a homeless shelter with my children a number of years ago, which completely changed, obviously, everything about my life and the course that I was on. October is just, it's an important month, and it's the 10th month, and the number 10 is a powerful number, and I want to encourage you to do something different. So within the next 5 seconds, what I want you to do is do one of two things. Either click on the link that you're going to see for the presentation for the Power of 10, or click on the link below where you can actually apply to do the application for one of these programs, because you're going to change your life. Starting today, this month, you have decided that October is the month you are going to change your life. Why? Because you're sick of hearing about the mass shootings. You're sick of the Band-Aid approaches. You're tired of being depressed. You're tired of feeling lonely. You're tired of feeling like you have to do it all on your own, and if you don't, that you're a failure. You're not a failure. You don't have to do it all on your own. If you truly don't want to be depressed anymore and you truly want to be happy, then it is time for you to take control and own your shit, okay? This is your life. You have control. Be what you want to be. Have the life you want to have. You can do it. You have the power. The people around you that tell you your dreams are just insane and that they're not possible and that you have to be rational are telling you that because they themselves are too scared to do it. I can show you there are massive amounts of people who want, live, and enjoy the kind of life that you want, that all of the people around you tell you that you can't have. It's out there, okay? There's nothing that you're going to tell me you want or any version of your life that you're going to come up with that is going to be so impossible that there aren't people out there living that way. You just need to be introduced to them. You just need to be surrounded by people who believe and support that though it's not what they want, that it's not the life they want to live, that you can do it, that you can have it. And you first have to start with yourself and look and go, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I am willing to do to get there. I want to have a better relationship with myself. When I look in the mirror, I want to be happy with what I see. I don't want to go waste my money on another diet shake, another pill that I have to take that the side effects are going to make me feel worse than I do already. I don't want to go sweat 5 hours at the gym every day. I don't want to not be able to enjoy the foods that I love to eat but are bad for me. Okay? I don't want to sit at home alone. I want to be able to have real friends. I want to be able to go do things. I want to enjoy life. I don't want to be tied to this job that I hate anymore. Okay? I don't want to be tied to a 9-to-5 job. Guess what? You don't have to. You don't have to do any of those things. And I'm telling you right now, you have the power right now, today, to take Motivate Me Mondays and what has pissed me off with people offering Band-Aid approaches and take advantage of that and change your life today. Click on the link below to look at the presentation if you want to look at what the program is and the different levels. If you just want to bypass that and go, Jen, yep, screw it, I'm in. Help me get to where I want to be. Help me be happy. Take that first step. Take action. Then you're going to click on the second link and you're going to schedule your application appointment, and you and I are going to have a 60 to 90-minute conversation where we're going to determine, find out, uncover what is it about you that you want to change most. And we're going to do it. Okay? It's possible. It's going to happen. Again, take the Motivate Me Mondays and what has pissed me off in order to have this so that it can help empower and better you where you're at. Time is now, okay? Now, 5 seconds. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. I hope that you are encouraged enough to take advantage of making that change, to finally be happy with who you are and where you're at and where you want to be. Know where you want to be and make that change, okay? Change now. If you want something different, you have to do something different. This is your something different, and you don't have to do it alone, but you do have to take action. You've got 5 seconds. Make the decision. Stick with it. Look forward to seeing you.